This podcast is part of the Big Heads Media Podcast Network. For more great podcasts, head over to bigheadsmedia.com. This week on a new TV Tuners, Swanson and Keelrain dig for gold.
Swanson, where'd you put my shovel?
It's over there. I told you there's gold in these hills, Keel. Hurry up!
Hey, what are you doing in the backyard?
Keep digging. And Stairmaster finds an egg.
Wow! Why is this shaking?
Give me the egg.
Ah! Okay. Take it!
Oh, thanks.
All that and more on a new TV Tuners. Hi there, folks. Welcome to TV Tuners. It's a television podcast for the true fanatics. It's a weekly dive in the latest in TV news and reviews. I'm your host, Swanson. With me, as always, is my co-host and guy who's down on his luck, but I guess we're supposed to root for? Stairmaster.
Hey, Swanson, can I borrow $20?
No.
I need for gas.
You don't have a car.
I drink gasoline. For nutrition, You know this.
Okay, here you go.
Daddy got his juice!
That's right. Stair and I are always on the same wavelength.
Unlike this guy.
Yeah, with us as always, of course, is our other co-host who's on a completely different wavelength, a very weird wavelength. Perfectly normal guy who watches mass murder on the TV, Keelrain.
A.K.A. MF Doom.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, hey guys, it's me. I'm the guy in charge here, I think. I'm watching, hanging out.
You're the front
people
man.
There's some death games going on, and I'm enjoying it a bit.
Oh, it's hard to tell. He's wearing a mask.
Well, he's
true.
having a nice drink and watching, reclining. I think he's enjoying it, right?
That's usually what you do when you enjoy something, yeah.
I mean, plenty of miserable people drink Keo.
Yeah, but do you recline?
Yeah.
If they have a recliner.
So they're sad. They're just they take a drink and then they have a really...
Yeah, to make them less sad.
Well, here's my thought. You don't call yourself the front man if you're depressed. You don't get to be called that name.
I'm sorry, frontman, but the energy you're putting out is not appropriate for Squid Game.
That's backman energy.
I think guy who's not enjoying himself is going to slump into the chair, not recline into the chair, honestly.
He's mysterious, I would say. I don't know what that guy's about.
Yeah. If you were approached by someone who referred to themselves as the front man, what would you do?
Well, if he's wearing that mask and has a voice modulator, I would do what he said.
I would either do what he said, or if it's possible, I'd run. But I guess running may not be good.
I bet that guy's in terrific shape.
Yeah.
He's got to be the front man.
It's true.
I'm sure this will end with a fist fight between the not kaiju guy and front man.
Yeah, that seems logical based off of what I've seen.
How much of this have you watched, Stair?
I got 2 episodes ago.
Okay.
Okay. Well, yeah, welcome to another episode of TV Tuners. We're back at it again. Here, telling you all the greatest TV stuff. And, hey, listen. If you like what you're hearing so far, and you got some questions, maybe a quip, a comment, question, another question, maybe a third question even.
Foresight. Or otherwise.
Or otherwise. That's right, Keo. You can send them to us at our email address, and we'll read it aloud here on the pod.
Okay.
That's right.
That's right.
You can send it to us at tvtunerspodcast@gmail.com. Is there going to be an echo on this podcast? What's that email, Kyorain?
Is there going to be an echo on this podcast? What's that email, Kyorain?
tvtunerspodcast@gmail.com. I'm going to kill somebody tonight.
I'm going to kill somebody tonight.
Someone's going to have a stroke listening to this.
Someone's going to have a stroke listening to this. I'm sorry.
That's right, Kyorain. You can be like Gio, who sent us this email. Selling garbage to suckers.
Oh.
Fellas, if you want to start making a little money in that cast game, you got to start pushing some merch. No clothing, though. Can't do clothes. Not with that warrant Wisconsin got on Kyorain. Too hot. Sometimes I remember the sun rising over Lake Michigan, and I still feel the pain in my leg. Anyway, I'm busy painting, so you all gotta think something up. 3 pieces of non-clothing merch, 1 for each cast member. But you must not deliberate upon thine own merch product. That's not how you make the big money. So Swanson and Keo choose Stairmasters, Keo and Stair choose Swansons, etc. I'm not typing another permutation of that sentence again on my damn phone. So what'll it be? Kyorain frozen pizzas? Stairmaster skateboards? Swanson construction adhesive? Paint's drying, boys. Geo.
Well, we can't do action figures. That's too rote.
No.
So,
Before we get into the discussion here, I do want to say I like the first option that this gives me for a reply to this email from Geo, which is copy that.
That's what he doesn't want us to do.
What are the other ones, Swanson?
The other ones? They were got it, and perhaps most alarming, I'm in.
Well, that's what he would want to hear, I think.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we are in, but so the name of the game here is, of course, that we've got to pick each other.
Flavors.
Flavors?
Yeah, flavors of perfume. Flavors through your nose. Nose flavors. Yeah, I suppose, if you want to go that way.
If I want to use the word that is intended for that, yeah. So who's that for?
Keo, obviously. Keo's got a nice cologne.
Of the 3 of us, Keo is probably the most likely to have a successful cologne brand.
It'd be named something like Sexual Encounter.
Yeah, no, it would be called Maximum Pleasure, I think.
Yes.
That's Stairmaster's thing, though. Stairmaster's the one who dispenses
maximum. I'm the
maximum.
one who gives maximum pleasure.
Yeah.
I guess that's true. But no one would buy a Stairmaster cologne, is the thing. Keo, you have like a seductive quality to you, you know? People are going to buy a cologne if you advertise it.
So you're saying that the energy I put off on this podcast is seductive?
I don't think I'm the only one suggesting this.
Yeah, we could call it like Denver Rendezvous. Well, you guys
pretty
say
good.
Like Denver Rendezvous.
Okay, let me try
Denver
this. Let me try this.
dive.
Denver Rendezvous.
Yeah. See? People are already lining up to buy that, I think.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that I don't know. I want to just kind of like disregard copyright here, and I want to have like a Gustavo Fring fragrance.
How is that related to you?
Yeah, you don't really give off Gustavo Fring energy. No offense.
It's related to me because I'm selling it to you. I'm the TV tune boy.
Buy it.
I'm just gonna like have a line of just television related scents, and the very first one's gonna be the Gustavo Fring one. Okay.
He's trying. I think he was trying to give off Gustavo Fring energy here, but he is giving off more Don Draper energy.
Yeah.
Well, because I'm trying to pitch something.
Sell you a line of colognes.
And then,
tell me what you think of this intoxicating scent.
Yeah, it's going to be very intoxicating. Let's see.
I think Swanson would be a George Foreman type home appliance brand. The Swanson.
Swanson Stove Top. Sandblaster, okay. I don't know when you need it, but it is
to
useful to
blast
have. No, I know, but how often are you blasting sand?
Oh.
I guess it depends on where you live.
Special occasions, that's when you're really trying to impress the
If
lady
you're blasting
or
sand, you
man.
want to do it right, and that's why you want to buy Swanson.
So here's my problem with trying to sell products with our names on them for the cents, is because it's going to be upsetting for people. They're not going to...
Not me. I'm going to have my face on it, and that'll get everyone involved.
But you're going to be selling your fragrances as well?
I don't think we've decided on a product for me yet.
That's what I'm saying.
No.
I'm the one pitching this product. I'm not, like, you guys are not going to be...
I don't think we need to be on the bottles of these fragrances. I think they just need to be TV Tuners branded fragrances.
Oh, I would be a cereal brand, for sure.
You don't get to pick your own thing.
I could see you as a mascot, but not a cereal mascot. I think you're
shut the
on, like...
up. Fuck you, you little bitch.
I think you're on bread.
How do you brand bread, Swanson?
Like a
Stairmaster's
bagel. You're on, like, bagels. Like...
I think Stairmaster could be on the bread. He's got like an apron on and he looks stoic.
Yeah, like the stove is behind him and it's on fire.
And I'm just like, is this truly all there is to life?
Yeah,
that's what people want from their food products.
The Stairmaster's ennui bread.
I'm also thinking of a Goku fragrance. Is that good?
Oh, that's me. I want the Goku fragrance.
Yeah, Star would buy. So you got one customer already. Star would buy that.
And Goku's got like he's got the same color scheme as our TV Tuners logo when he's wearing his gi. Pretty sure like we can get away with this.
Well, we're like the inverse Goku. We got it blue on the outside and orange on the inside, so we're more like Vegito, I think.
We're also the inverse Goku in terms of podcasts.
We're getting weaker and weaker as things go by.
That's right. So yeah, there you go, Gio. Kio's got fragrances. I've got some sandblasting, and Stairmaster. Well, he's on bread.
Maybe the bread could have like my face on it.
On the loaves, like on each
on the loaves,
piece?
yeah.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
I feel like what you want in a branding opportunity, Stair, is just something with your face on it.
Yeah.
So how would you get it in there? Would it be like a swirl of cinnamon, like decorating the center of the...
Absolutely. That'd be great.
That's okay, all right. That sounds good, actually.
How about there's just posters of my face that we put on walls in public spaces?
Like in some kind of like... maybe what we could do is we could set up some kind of city-state.
Yeah.
Where Stairmaster's in charge.
Like a God King, perhaps?
Yeah, maybe that would be a good title for it. But also your face is like all over the place.
Mm-hmm. And there's bread with my cinnamon paintings of my face on it.
Yeah, sounds great.
I think we should have like a big TV set up in the town square where you're just monologuing on it.
Yes.
What if we just changed the logo of the show to Stairmaster's face?
Like no text.
We would get so many more viewers somehow.
Like, we keep the TV box in our logo, and then instead of TV, we just put Stairmaster's face where the TV is, and it just says Stairmaster's face, and it just says Tuners at the bottom.
Would he be smiling, or would he be stoic?
No, I would be stoic.
Yeah, it's the same stoic expression that he had.
We gotta sell those loaves.
Bread.
This is all just to funnel people into the bread market.
Yeah, that's my end game here.
Yeah, that's where the money's at, Keo, is the bread market.
Here's the problem. I don't know how to make bread, and despite Gio tried to teach us how to make our own bread, and we just didn't listen.
Oh, no. You tried to warn us for this day.
If only we could find someone who does know how to make bread.
Finding an artisan like that is very difficult in these days. We'd have to travel far and wide searching for a teacher.
Well, if you know how to make bread, you know how to get at us. tvtunerspodcast@gmail.com.
Oh, yeah, you already introduced that.
But listen, that's not the only way you can get at us, though. If that's a thing you're into, if you're a bread artisan, a sandwich artist, you can find us on our Twitter account.
What?
That's right. We're on Twitter @TVTuners. where there's tons of great TV content curated by our excellent team of interns.
I think it's like a trio at this point.
That's still a team.
We had to cut the bread rations to support my new market endeavors.
Yeah. It was very quick how we cut those.
Yeah, the 3 interns each have their own legendary sword, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. And when combined together, they say that it has the might to kill one of the 3 of us.
Hope it's not me.
Pretty chilling, but it's a good thing they always disagree with each other about which one of us to kill. They're always talking about killing us, but they can't agree on which one, so that's the silver lining.
It's true. It's very
They've
nice.
all got good arguments.
Yeah, there's solid arguments for all 3 of us, really. But their main job, when they're not arguing or looking at their swords or polishing them, is they scour the globe looking for the tweet of the week. And Stairmaster, they gave us a good one this week. Is that right?
Yes, this tweet comes from Mobius Stripper at Sorex Ornaitis, who writes, I finished Squid Game, and TBH, I still don't get the hype. Yes, it was well done, but what it did well has been done to death in recent years. Bored rich cunts amusing themselves by killing the poors. Do the rich realize they can always stop being rich? That's allowed, guys.
Excuse me?
Have you considered not being rich? Have you considered not having a war?
Huh. This is a bold new strategy. What if we just convince the rich people to not be rich?
Adding Elon Musk on Twitter and being like, sir, can you not?
Give up your money now.
Sir, I've got a bucket right here, and I want you to put your money into it.
That's a big bucket.
Put your money into this bucket, please,
well,
sir.
he can put it into, like, cards and then put all the cards into the bucket. Or write a check and put the check in the bucket.
Yeah, true. There's limitless possibilities of what you can do with a bucket.
Or he could, like I don't know, turn it into, like, he could buy the Chaos Emeralds and put those into the bucket for me.
But what he's most likely to do is to grab that bucket and launch it into space.
Yeah. With me in it, killing me instantly.
Yeah.
I don't know how it fit. I guess he put my foot in the bucket and then launch it.
It would cut you into multiple... He'd put you in like a blender.
I don't think I'd fit even if I was blended up, though.
Hard to say.
It's not how volume really works, I don't think.
Anyway, I don't know. I think I'm going to tune out on this tweet.
I feel like this is not practical.
Yeah, I feel like I think the actual practical method is to just eat the rich.
I mean, I don't know if that's practical. It would be very satisfying to eat like a big sandwich with like all the rich people inside of it. But
that'd be a very big sandwich, I think. That'd be like at least 20 dudes.
Yeah, maybe even more than 20, like maybe even 30 guys in it.
Well, what if you just cook them up in different ways? You know, like a Bezos bolognese?
That's going to get real complicated. Like, I don't think I could possibly cook that much. And honestly,
we got to make sandwiches, and we got to use my branded bread.
It's true. It's the only way.
It's got to be one sandwich, or it's going to get too difficult, honestly.
I feel like you'd get a terrible brain disease from eating Elon Musk.
Yeah, very true. I don't know. Do you inherit the disease of a person you eat? Probably.
I mean, cannibalism is actually like really not good for you, so possibly.
Yeah, you can get prions and stuff from eating people.
Yeah, they never talk about that with Hannibal, who eats multiple people.
They never teach you that in school either.
Yeah, what's up with that?
It's like they want us to get brain disease.
It's like they want us to eat people.
Yeah, like when I was taking health class, they had like this one page in the textbook where there's just a big sandwich on there. And I was like asking the teacher, hey, what's this sandwich about? And he just nodded to me and he's like, that's a people sandwich. I said, what do you mean by that? And
you'll know when you're old enough.
The day of judgment is coming.
Yeah, Keo went to a very weird school. Anyway, thank you for that tweet.
Yeah, tune out on that one.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, with all that stuff out of the way, I think there's but one last thing I have to ask you before we move on. What'd you guys watch this week? Anything fun? Interesting?
Oh, I watched Squid Game.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Like more than we watched, evidently.
Yes. Do you want to talk about that?
I don't think.
I think we should probably save it for later in the show.
I rewatched Dragon Ball Super Broly.
Okay.
Oh, yeah?
It's still the greatest film of all time.
Okay.
Still. Okay, good
Still
to know.
holds up. Let's see. I watched the motion picture known as Dune. Got around to that finally.
Sand?
It's good. It's good stuff. It's pretty fun.
No, I said sand, not and.
Oh. Yeah, there was also a lot of sand.
Wait, what'd you watch?
I watched the movie Dune. It's about like a guy who's on a sand planet.
Am I confused about Dune? I thought that was already a movie called Dune.
Yes,
there
was
is
in the 80s.
Yeah.
Okay.
It had Sting from The Police as...
It had Sting from Mobile Suit Zeta Gundam.
That's right. As one of the bad guys. This does not have Sting from The Police as one of the bad guys, but it does have Dave Bautista as one of the bad guys, so that's fun.
And also has my man. It's Duncan Idaho.
Jason Momoa as in this is the best character name of all time, Duncan Idaho.
Wow, that's a good Duncan name.
There's so many, like, because all the other characters just have, like, names that sound vaguely sci-fi. There's dudes like Harkonnen and, like, Atreides, and then just like, over here there's a guy named Duncan Idaho.
Jared Leto.
Yeah. Surprisingly not in this film.
Oh, they'll probably make like 5 more.
Yeah, true. They got to get to the part where like one of Paul Atreides' sons turns into a giant sandworm.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a good movie. They did a good job of making the main bad guy look disgusting. It's great. I love the idea of sitting in some black sludge and being a just gross boy.
Why's he hovering?
I'm assuming he's hovering because he can't move on his own.
Oh, that makes sense.
I think that's what I think. I've never read Dune, but I think the thing on his back allows him to hover.
You should have like a chair like Frieza.
True. Yeah, it's a good movie. It's got that hot new star, Timothée Chalamet. Everyone loves that kid.
Never heard of him.
He's alright. And it's got that hot new star, Zendaya. She's in there for like 10 minutes.
The VTuber?
No, this is the girl. This is the lady from... This is MJ from Spider-Man.
Oh, that lady.
Yeah.
The one that made all the white people angry.
That's right. She surprisingly doesn't make the white people angry in this. But yeah, good movie. Other than that, I rewatched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Yeah, that movie kicks ass. Still. It's a good time.
Yeah, that film does Bruce Lee dirty, though.
Yeah, but it's pretty heavily implied that it's a fantasy.
Yeah, but counterpoint, the most people who watch movies are dumb and can't handle subtext.
Yeah, I mean, that's a problem, probably, but... The entire scene happens when Brad Pitt's character is thinking about the day that happened on the roof while he's fixing something.
Yeah, but it's based off an actual historical incident where a stuntman like completely owned Bruce Lee with judo or jiu-jitsu. But what happened was Bruce Lee was like, "Hey, that's awesome. Can you teach me?" And they became best friends.
So that part didn't happen. That's a shame.
Yeah.
That would have been cool.
Yeah, Bruce Lee basically went Goku in that moment.
Yeah. It's a good movie. Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt are like best buds in this film, just hanging out.
I believe this is the same guy who choked out Steven Seagal that one time and made him piss himself.
Damn. Why didn't they should just make a movie about that guy? That'd be great.
True.
Also, he probably didn't kill his ex-wife like this movie implies that Brad Pitt's character did.
What? Like, is that like backstory, implied backstory, or like a plot development?
No, it's implied backstory because one of the reasons that he's a former stuntman and not a current acting stuntman is that people in the business had heard that he
Accidentally hit his wife with a folding chair?
No, he was on a boat with his wife, and his wife was nagging him, and it's implied that he hit her with a harpoon gun, like shot her.
Like Jason?
Well, she's nagging at him, and he's sitting there with a harpoon gun, and then it cuts away.
Wow.
That's terrifying.
It was in international waters, so it's legal.
Yeah, so you don't know what happened, but it's told that he was free from the trial. So, and you do see him act extremely violent at the end of the movie. So, oh yeah, also the movie ends with them stopping the Manson murders, so that's fun, in like the most brutal, ridiculous way possible.
Yeah,
it's a good movie. Recommend. Tune in. Yeah. I assume Kyo has nothing.
Swanson, you would be very wise in assuming that.
Yeah. Kyo's a busy boy. He doesn't have time to be watching the television screens.
He's busy with the pursuit of knowledge. What have you learned this week?
I'm a TV novice. I didn't really learn anything this week. I've been just doing working time and sleeping. Eating a hamburger.
Oh, I ate a hamburger this week.
How was that?
It was good, I guess.
Was it Five Guys?
No.
Oh.
Yes, actually.
Oh. We were being... I thought we were getting a moment of growth from Stairmaster.
No, but yes.
It was actually Three Guys.
The first hamburger was Five Guys. The second one's homemade.
2 burgers.
Yeah.
Greedy don't want all that.
Not in the same day, of course. That'd be stupid.
Yeah, you would be the guy from Popeye who eats all the burgers.
Oh, I would love to be that guy. He's living his best life.
It's true, because he never has to get into a fight.
Oh my god.
And he gets to eat a bunch of burgers.
Bruno punched him in the stomach.
Yeah. He would probably die.
No, he didn't, like, shoot him out, like, completely intact hamburgers like a machine gun. And that would subdue Bruno.
Dang. That would be good. Hey, listen, Popeye writers, if you're listening to this from the grave.
I'm going to my local Popeyes to pitch this idea.
Yeah, good idea.
I'm just picturing Stair, like, going up to the cashier and talking about it, and the cashier, like, just desperately begging for him to stop.
Getting the silent alarm.
Sir, please. Sir, there's a lot of people behind you. Sir.
No, but get this.
There are only 3 of us here at the Popeyes today, sir.
I picture, like, they, like, send you to, like, talk to somebody else, and it's, like, the janitor.
They sent me to corporate.
The corporate office, like, directly there.
Yeah, in the back.
Because they're in the corporate office, they're, like, they don't really have a whole lot going on there, so they're just, like, very intrigued by your...
There's a boardroom meeting suddenly. And, like, they have all the people, the guys in suits, like, with their hands in little pyramids listening.
They got a Gendo Ikari looking guy.
And it's just like that scene from Birdemic where you finish up your presentation, quote unquote, of this
and
Popeyes.
Everyone applauds.
Everyone just slowly starts applauding, and they applaud for 5 minutes straight.
And then I go on TV, it's like a Neil Bryan show movie, and I'm like, I have solved poverty and homelessness.
Yeah. Based off of this one commercial.
Wait.
Or
no,
cartoon,
it's a Popeye.
I guess.
Yeah, it's a Popeye cartoon.
And then it fades, and it shows your tombstone, and it just says "Rest in peace." Doesn't say a year.
Oh, I would hate that. That's like Adam Sandler's Click.
He didn't actually. Did he die in that one?
I think he almost died. But the point was, he skipped over most of his life, and that's no good.
Oh, yeah.
True.
Speaking of people who skipped over most of their life, let's talk about The Sopranos.
Who?
You know, that show about that guy whose name is like Tony. And he's like,
Tony
come
the
on!
Tiger? He says it's great times.
That's right. The Sopranos has been in the zeitgeist recently because people have been
Things are just
rewatching
getting
it.
worse
I guess.
and worse.
Yeah, people have been rewatching it, and also the movie came out.
That we won't talk about.
And recently, a former actor on the show spoke up about a time when James Gandolfini went to bat for them to push back against a nude scene that they were uncomfortable with.
And of course, we are talking about Vincent Pastafore, actor of Philly Leotardo.
Incorrect. There. Do you have another guess here?
Vincent Gascaloni, aka Vito. Wait, no, that's not his name.
Keo, do you have any guesses here? You don't have to say actors' names. You can just say the character.
I only know like one character from Sopranos, and that's Polly Walnuts.
Was it Polly Walnuts?
As great as it would be to figure out how exactly they got to a scene in the show where Polly Walnuts was nude.
Boy shirtless a lot.
That was not the person. You're thinking
was it Robert Loggia?
No, it was not. It was not Robert Loggia. Close though. This is he was a recurring character in seasons 3 and 4, so maybe that'll narrow it down.
Joey Pants?
No, it's Peter Riegert, who was Assemblyman Zellman for the show.
Oh, that guy was kind of... I don't want to see that guy nude. He's got no charisma.
The only people you want to see nude are people with charisma. Yeah,
that's
true.
That's how it works in real life too.
That's true, I suppose. That's why the only TV Tuners member that anyone would want to see naked is Keo.
Yes.
Wow.
Because you're loaded with charisma, Keo.
Oh, thank you.
It just oozes out of his pores. Anyway, the recent oral history of the show Sopranos, written by Michael Imperioli and Steve Sciarippa, contains this story from Riegert about a scene that was going to happen where he was going to be nude, and Gandolfini used his power on set to make sure that scene was changed. Basically,
powerful man.
In the episode Watching Too Much Television, it was going to feature a scene in which Tony Soprano finds Assemblyman Zimmerman in bed with one of his girlfriends and whips him with a belt. In the final version, he's wearing underwear, but originally he was just going to be like naked, I guess. This scene doesn't ring a bell for me. Does this ring a bell for you?
I remember it.
Okay.
It was the Polish lady.
Okay, I think that's vaguely familiar. So the original scene was just going to be, he was going to just be nude.
Yeah,
as Tony is whipping him with a belt.
The place.
Yeah. So here's Riegert talking about the scenario here. I show up at the table read and find out that what I was going to be doing. The scene was Tony beating the living shit out of me with a belt, but in the scene description, it was written that he pulls my underwear off. Riegert says that he wasn't happy with this, and he thought it was humiliating enough to have him be whipped with a belt that he was like, I was going to be naked? As far as I'm concerned, I would have liked a heads up on that.
James Gandolfini was like, no, only I get to be nude. It's my show.
Yeah, he shows up naked and beats him up.
They wouldn't be able to stop him.
That's true.
He had so much power over them.
I'm pretty sure if Tony Soprano spent the entire show nude, he would have had his way with everything.
True. Imagine the final scene of Sopranos and he's just at a diner fully nude.
And happy. Just like smiling, like grinning, like eating his
Everyone
food.
else is clothed.
Instead of being shot in the back of the head, the members only guy is just lending him his jacket, and that's a terrible thing that we don't get to see.
So after the table read, I was sitting there by myself. James came over to me. He said, "How are you with this?" I said, "I'm not happy about this, man. I don't think you have to humiliate an actor in order to humiliate a character, and I'm a little upset." Gandolfini called David Chase over, and as Riegert recalls, David said, "Well, that's the way I wrote the scene." And I said, David, I think I can act the shit out of this part, and I promise you, the audience will be horrified by what they see, but you don't have to humiliate me. And he said, well, okay, and he left. The interaction didn't leave him feeling great, but James Gandolfini went to bat for him, and the scene was changed.
I wish James Gandolfini was advocating on my behalf.
Imagine if he was like, yo, you heard this podcast, TV Tuners.
Or no, he's just on the podcast, and whenever I mispronounce a word, he stops you from making fun of me.
Hey, he's trying his best here.
He read the word. He never heard anybody say it before.
You think it's funny to make fun of someone who learned a word for the first time, huh?
He just starts beating Swanson.
How about I slap you upside the head? Is that funny?
I would love that.
Yeah. I would like him to be there to like bully Kyorain if he ever talked about Pumpkin.
Nobody cares about Pumpkin.
The crab fucking is more rotting pumpkin caucus.
The crab is more exciting and dynamic. It's got an arc.
Yeah.
For the record, guys, I didn't mention Pumpkin at all today, and you guys started talking about him.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I brought up Pumpkin.
Yeah, I can't believe Stair brought up Pumpkin. What the hell?
Oh.
So yeah, he continues saying, I didn't know whether I was going to be fired or not, but Jimmy Gandolfini said to me, whatever you decide to do, I promise you I will have your back. After they filmed the scene, he remembers speaking with Gandolfini, and he said to him, do you know the word mensch? And he said, yes, I think I know what it means. And I said, it means human. And that's what it means. And that's what you are. You're a mensch.
Aww. And then they kissed.
What
he
a good
gave him a
story.
little kiss on the forehead and patted him and walked off.
Just a lovely little story about how, James Gandolfini was a good guy.
Yeah. I wish God had taken you instead, Swanson.
Yeah, me too. Imagine. We'd be living in a utopia right now. Also, apparently, in this memoir is a story where Steve Sharippa's medical bills were paid for by James Gandolfini.
Holy shit. What a guy.
What a powerful figure.
There was also a bit where he was having a contract dispute that kept the stars from the show from working and getting paid. So when he came back, he gave everybody $33,000 to thank them for their support.
I wish I had a friend like that at my house right now.
I wish I had someone to give me $33,000.
If you want to give us $33,000, go to buymeacoffee.com/TV Tuners, and you can make that a dream a reality.
Is that an efficient way to transfer a large amount of money like that?
Probably not.
No, I think there would be a lot of questions asked if such a thing were to happen.
Yeah, we get a phone call from Joseph Biden himself, and he would want to know,
where's the money? Where's the money going, Mac?
I'm not taking calls from him currently.
Oh, he's on your do not call list.
You've had enough?
Yeah. Well, he's an old man. He calls me at like 3 a.m. because he can't sleep.
Hey, Mac, I was just thinking, you ever wonder why the moon's so bright?
What have you been thinking about lately?
Exactly. He just doesn't get it that it's just reflecting the sun's light.
That's why it's so bright. It's keeping me up. It's a bunch of malarkey.
I tried closing the blinds, but the light just shines right in.
Oh my.
Jill tells me not to worry about it, but it's like it's a beacon from heaven calling me.
Just go out there. Secret Service looking for me. Can't find me.
Can't find me. They can't find me. I'm in the bushes.
I've gone off the grid.
Imagine getting a call from Joe Biden that's just, hey, Mac, I've gone off the grid.
I need you to pick me up.
You can pick me up, Mac.
I'm scared.
But speaking of things that are similar to Joe Biden in that they are old and busted, Blockbuster.
What?
What?
Yeah, you guys remember Blockbuster, that place where you would go and rent like a movie that you wanted and you'd have to bring
And
it
the
back like
prices
a week
were
later.
bad.
Yeah, the prices were bad and also the late fees were like extremely predatory.
I went there a few times. I was a small lad and I don't think I liked it that much. I was like, hey, they got video games here. That's cool, right?
No, we went to Hollywood Video instead because the prices were better.
Yeah, we went to Blockbuster a lot when I was a kid because it was like there wasn't like a Hollywood Video around.
Oh, rest in piss.
There was a Blockbuster right next to the Taco Bell, so that was like a good one-stop destination for a quick day. But what I'm mainly bringing up Blockbuster for this conversation is to remind you all that Netflix, as the story goes, had the opportunity to buy Blockbuster, or rather, Blockbuster had the opportunity to buy Netflix back when the company was struggling, and didn't. And now, as they say, the tables have turned. Netflix is creating a workplace comedy about the last Blockbuster video store, and sort of a victory lap, I guess, for this streaming service.
That's brutal.
Wow.
Yeah, the series, simply titled Blockbuster, because I guess it's not copyrighted anymore.
They can just do that?
I guess you could just do that.
What even is this world we live in?
Is going to be about a group of people who work at the last Blockbuster. And it's going to be, I guess, about their triumphs and travails.
Are there any Blockbusters still open? I remember there being like a couple somewhere.
There's like some in Alaska and Texas.
Yeah, there's also some in like foreign countries still.
Like Iraq.
Like Australia, I mean.
Same difference.
Yeah, close.
It's enough, you know. You know what they say about Australia and Iraq. They say close enough.
That's what they both say about each other. So Netflix is trying to get in on the, I guess, whatever latent nostalgia there is for Blockbuster, which I feel like they're maybe a little late on. I feel like we got past the phase where everyone was like, "Yeah, that was cool."
Didn't Netflix already do a documentary about Blockbuster?
It's not a documentary. This is a...
I know, but didn't they already do one?
There was a documentary called The Last Blockbuster, but I don't think it was produced by Netflix. It's on there, but it wasn't produced by them.
I made it.
Sarah, you made it? About The Last Blockbuster?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, so, I guess we'll get to reminisce about the days when Blockbuster was around, and I guess it was alright in terms of places where you could rent movies. As a kid, Blockbuster seems like a cool idea, but probably if you were like an adult during that time, any other video store was probably cooler.
Yeah.
It was essentially the Walmart of video stores.
I
and
guess
all of
the
that
color
entails.
the color scheme on the logo is pleasing, and that's it.
I wonder if that's like the sole reason that nostalgia exists for it.
Yeah,
it had that
Hollywood Video is just black and white.
Yeah, true.
Man,
Also, didn't Hollywood Video go out before Blockbuster?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The good die young, Swanson.
It's true. And the wretched live the longest. That's why Family Video was still around until like last year. If you haven't had the pleasure of seeing a Family Video, then consider yourself lucky to have walked this mortal coil.
Okay. I miss going to Hollywood Video. I hate this world we live in.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't... you would rather go rent something and bring it home to watch on your device than just looking it up and watching it.
Well, it's kind of fun to just go and pick things up from a physical location.
Yeah, that's something we did lose in the digital era, because now TV shows are just like rectangles on our screen now.
Yeah.
We can't
True.
pick up the box and turn it over and look at the pictures on the back and say,
I
this
wonder
looks
how many
lame.
germs are on it.
Yeah. True, yeah. And you can't, like, go to the rental place and get pissed off when the thing you wanted to rent isn't there. And go and have to settle for, like, some random movie you found in there.
And you can't talk to the guy at the front about checking the back, and he tells you there's nothing in the back, and you tell him, can you please look, sir?
And he tells you to buzz off. And then he takes his lit cigarette out and on your forehead.
Yeah. And then James Gandolfini's like, hey, come on, let the kid see what's back there. He's almost a man. And he parts the curtains for you, and things are never the same after that.
Yeah, because that's how you see where the films are made.
Yeah, you just see Stanley Kubrick in a set of the lunar moon landing.
Yeah, that's right. Anyway, yeah, let's rest in peace, Blockbuster, and Hollywood Video, I suppose.
And James Gandolfini.
Yeah, and James Gandolfini. Three greats.
You see the set for the moon landing, and then you're like, wow, and you turn to leave, and there's like a Secret Service guy. And he's like, come with me.
Yeah, and he Men in Blacks you.
And by Men in Black, we mean shoots you in the face.
Yeah, the classic Men in Black. That's not what they were doing in that movie?
No.
Alright, well, with all of that out of the way, I guess it's time for us to waste no more time. We have but one thing left to do, and that is to talk about the show we came here to watch, and that we did in fact
Games.
watch. That's right. We watched Squid Game, and now we're going to talk about it. Squid Game follows a divorced father and indebted gambler who lives with his elderly mother and is invited to play a series of children's games for a chance at a large cash prize.
Yeah,
accepting the offer.
10 years.
Accepting the offer, he is taken to an unknown location where he finds himself among 456 players who are all deeply in debt. Things from there get wild. Squid Game is available on Netflix and has been a big success for that streaming service. Did Squid Game make you a rich man or leave you dying on the floor?
I'm dead. Ah!
Oh.
No, I liked it. Tune in.
Oh, okay. When you think about it, Stairmaster's struggle is really about the class disparity and capitalism.
Yeah. Yeah, so all the kids have been talking about this show out there, and they've been saying, hey, let's set up our own Squid Game. And
let's put on tracksuits.
Yeah.
We're thinking that's probably not a good idea because we watched the show today, and it turns out the Squid Game is actually bad.
Yeah, it turns out the Squid Game is, as Kiorain said, more like a squib game at the end.
Squib.
A lot of squibs.
I love the word squib.
Squib is such a great word to describe what is essentially just packets of fake blood.
Yeah.
Squib.
Yeah, that's a bloodbath. If you're allergic to blood, don't watch this.
Yeah, you'll get a contact allergy from this for sure. So yeah, we get introduced to our main character,
Kaiji.
Yeah, his name is Kaiji. Stair was not here when Kiora and I were discussing this, but the major difference between the corporation in Squid Game and the corporation in Kaiji is that the corporation in Squid Game is way more brutal.
No, the corporation in Squid Game is trying to conceal its crimes, while the corporation in Kaiji is just yeah, we're doing this.
Yeah, but also the corporation in Kaiji never killed 300 people at once.
Yeah, but they killed they essentially killed 12 dudes at once.
That's a bit of a difference. And
yeah,
also,
do me a quick favor, subtract 300 from 12.
That would be 288.
Yeah, so that's the difference between the amount of people who died.
I feel like that's only because they didn't have enough room for 200 people on that big pier, on that big girder.
you're probably right, if I'm being honest, but I feel like, what did you say, Keo? That they're like more, they were a little more
forthcoming about the stakes of the game.
Yeah. They didn't just say that you'll be eliminated.
Also, I think that the corporation and Kaiji holds death games more often than these guys, more frequently. You gotta account for that.
It's probably true, because this is probably like a once every couple of years. Yeah, once every year. Classic Squid Games.
Mm-hmm.
Could be longer, even.
I feel like, this is where Kaiji could have ended up if he made some different choices.
Yeah. I mean, he would be equally as traumatized. Kaiji would be a divorced dad for sure. He would also be as scummy as this guy for sure. I mean, he already is, but for those who don't know what we're talking about, because I guess we haven't explained it, Kaiji is an anime program that is very similar to Squid Game in that it's about a man who has to pay off debts. His life. Yeah, and his life is at stake, and also it's mainly about capitalism.
The premise is roughly equivalent, I would say. Just the details are a bit different.
Yeah.
It's the notes they don't play that matters.
I will say right off the bat, for anyone who hasn't watched the show yet and is thinking about it, go ahead, take the dive and watch the original Korean with English subtitles, because the English dub that they provide you at Netflix is awful. Truly, like, one-of-a-kind bad. You would think in the years since we first started dubbing films from other languages and shows that we would have figured out a way to make sure that the people dubbing these lines are actually acting. And yet we haven't with this one. There's
what do they sound like?
There's a part in the beginning where it's about the kids are playing the Squid Game as he's describing it, and the kid version of our Kaiji character literally just says "Victory."
As kids are known to do.
There's also a bit where when he gives his daughter the lighter as a gift, where he's just like, no, that's not what that's supposed to be. No.
Oh. I feel like I know exactly who's doing this dubbing. Probably the same people. It sounds like the guy from the Raid 2. Like they had like 3 guys doing the voices for that.
It definitely sounded like there were only 3 people doing the voices. 2 guys and a woman.
Devastating.
Anyway, I don't recommend it. Maybe I'm being overly harsh on it, but it definitely did not. It didn't work for me. Just go with the original, guys. It's fine. Anyway, this is not only like Kaiji, of course, but it's like another thing, another popular product from
Japan?
South Korea, Parasite.
Oh.
This is a South Korean production.
I thought you were going to compare it to Battle Royale.
It's similar to that, but I mean, like, in themes, it's similar to Parasite.
Mm-hmm.
So South Korea, I guess, is the place you want to go to hear, to see intense deconstructions on the myth of capitalism.
And then buy merchandise for it. Because it's been co-opted by capitalism.
Well, yeah, you can buy if you want to buy like a doll of the red light, green light lady, then go ahead. No one's going to stop you. To show how much you hate capitalism, I guess.
That's what it's all about, yeah.
So Kaiji, he's accumulated massive amounts of debts. I guess as we get introduced to him, we don't really know he has a bunch of debt, just so much that he's a scumbag because he doesn't even remember his mom's birth date.
As he's been using his mom's debit card.
Yeah.
To the extent where she had to change the PIN number.
He acts like a little kid when he sneaks in to grab the card, too.
Yeah.
And he immediately spends that money he withdrew on horse racing. Just like Tony Soprano.
Hey, he's a great guy so far. And he loses a whole bunch of money, but hey, then he gets a whole bunch of money.
And then his debt collectors show up.
Yeah. And
so how much money was that? I converted it, but I forgot what it was.
I think it was like $1,000 he won.
Yeah, so he was like really happy about winning like not that much money.
Well, winning $1,000 is a pretty big deal, I suppose. But also, maybe the currency exchange is different in South Korea.
According to Google, one United States dollar equals 1,188.68 South Korean won.
So he won 4 million won. That's about... It's just over $3,000. That's pretty good.
That's a good haul for gambling.
Yeah.
I couldn't be mad about that. You can get your daughter a nice gift with that.
So he gets pickpocketed while running from his debt collectors, and they chase him into a bathroom and beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, there's a scene. Yeah.
And then they force him to sign a contract, which I think means that they can force him to sell his organs.
That's what they said. Yeah.
Yeah, which is a thing in South Korea.
That's an actual thing that they can do.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, it's bad over there.
I can't wait till that comes over this way. We're only a few years away from that, I think.
You think that's pretty bleak, Swanson?
Yeah, we're about a few years. Give us another run with Trump. That'll take care of that.
Oh, I can see it now. I can see him advocating for it.
Listen, there's a lot of lowlifes out there. They're running away from their debts. I say we let them contribute to society. Give us their organs.
People need kidneys, folks.
And I know just the people that get them.
I've got 5 kidneys right now.
I'll explain how you beat COVID.
They're doing wonders.
My blood is crystal clean.
Crystal clean blood. It's see-through.
They call me Pepsi because of how nice my blood is.
So yeah, the part that doesn't really play in these COVID times is his debtor licks his blood. Yeah, that's no good.
They don't have. Well, they solved COVID over there.
Wow. Was it from the organ harvesting?
Yeah.
Wow.
They took out all the organs of the people infected with COVID. So they died.
They built like a giant effigy and put all the organs into it. It was pretty creepy.
Yeah. I mean, we can't say their method didn't work. So yeah, he signs away his organs essentially if he doesn't pay their debt, and then he takes the remaining. He gave the lady at the cash
10,000 10,000 wasn't it, or 100,000?
Yeah, so what's that, like 100?
Yeah, he gave her 100 as a tip. Yeah,
and
I have to ask for it back.
Yeah, it's the most pathetic thing. And so instead of just going and like buying a gift, because I mean 100's not bad. It's equivalent, even if it's like $80, you could buy a good gift with that.
Instead he goes to the grabber machine.
Yeah, and wastes roughly $100 on that.
Wait, what was it? Was it 10,000 won, the note that he gave to the lady? Or was it 100,000?
I think it was 100,000.
No, I think it was 10.
Oh, that's like $8 then.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it was 100,000 that he gave her.
Oh, okay, that's a little more than, right?
Yeah, it's $100.
So it's like $80.
Yeah.
Still, you can get something good with that.
But he completely wastes all of his money. He has to be bailed out by a small child.
Yes, the small child is very happy to help him. And then when he ends up getting his daughter, first off, they go out to a meal which is like, what are they eating? Like a fried hot dog? What is this?
I don't know.
It seemed to be some sort of. It seemed to be some sort of. She refers to it as junk food, and she's probably correct. But they're eating it, and he gives her her gift, and he didn't even bother. He didn't even bother to look inside of it.
No, he won a wrapped little parcel from the.
Okay, I just checked.
With a bow on top.
Checked the money, and according to the subs I'm looking at, is 10,000. So
I
I
wouldn't
don't
have
know
been
if it's just
much.
wrong. But
So that would make. I guess it makes sense. A little more sense for why he would
go to a
gamble
claw
it away.
machine to try
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
So yeah, this is what he ends up actually giving his daughter is what I like to call a Republican gift.
Yeah,
Guys,
it's very realistic.
Yeah,
Gun
it's a very
lighter.
realistic pistol that is a lighter. It's great.
Yeah, and we just have to watch her like talk him down and get through this awkward moment.
Yeah, this moment that she's going to remember her for her entire life.
But she has to put on a face for him so he doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't break his spirits.
just
She also-
devastating.
She also has to not tell him that they're moving.
How old is this girl? Like
8 or 9.
11
most.
at most.
Yeah.
She seems like around 8 years old to me.
And
Yeah, she's got her shit way more together than he does.
Yeah, good for her. She'll never be in the Squid Games.
Yeah, because she's going to be in America.
Yeah, that's true. Where every day's the Squid Game. When you think about it.
That's deep.
Yeah. Yeah, so the worst that could happen to you in America is that a rich guy decides to hunt you for sport.
Yeah.
So really, take your chances.
And he'll be played by Gary Busey.
Yeah.
Played by. Interesting reality we live in.
Oh, you think this is real? You think that's air you're breathing?
I hope it is.
Take this pill. So yeah, the he takes his daughter home, and his ex-wife is not happy
For many reasons.
Yes,
Justifiable reasons.
for completely justifiable reasons. He slinks back to his house. I think there's a scene where he's talking to his friend that he meets later's mom. I think this is the lady who gives him fish or something to eat. And
Yeah.
she's talking about her son, who's like a successful businessman, allegedly.
Allegedly.
And he's like seething,
definitely
where he's
won't-
like, "Oh, I helped that guy go to school. I didn't go to school, but I helped that guy."
He didn't go to college.
Yeah, and he slinks back home, and his mom informs him that his ex-wife is planning on moving to America with the daughter. And basically, it's she's trying to give him like a pep talk, I guess. Where she's like, you gotta you have to show that you're capable of raising your daughter on your own if you have any chance of her staying there. There's a very sort of heartbreaking line where she's like, she's gonna go to America and not even be able to speak to you anymore, and you're in the language that we know. Which
I'm
probably
not sure
true.
that's the worst thing for her.
It's not the worst thing for her, but for him it is.
Yeah. Well, he made
And-
his bed.
Yeah, true. Not like me or you. We're gonna be rich someday.
Our wives won't leave us.
Never.
True.
So yeah, he's wait, did he head home before or after he started playing the game on the subway with this guy?
I think it was after. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So he meets this guy on the subway. And
Yeah,
I think this is where I got the number 100,000 won from.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah, this guy approaches him on the subway and he's like, "You want to play a game?" And he wakes up in this dark room.
After this game, you will appreciate life.
What if Jigsaw was running the Squid Game?
I
That
feel
would
like
be.
very unfair for the participants.
Well, I mean, after that first game, it's pretty deeply unfair already, right?
Well, now that I think about it, that elderly man that he meets says he's suffering from a brain tumor. That's what happens with Jigsaw.
Gasp. He's Jigsaw.
You think the elderly man is secretly behind the games?
I think he's Jigsaw. I don't know if he's behind the games, but he's Jigsaw.
Jigsaw's actor was on The Sopranos.
Who did he play?
He played the military school commandant. Commandant.
I don't remember this, but I'm sure that happened.
It's like 3 episodes.
That old guy, though, he's like pure evil, apparently.
He cannot be trusted.
I mean, did you see how he was like smiling when everyone was dead?
Yeah, it was he had he knew his chance when he saw it.
What if he was smiling because he was happy to be alive?
That's not a healthy, and that's not a normal reaction to watching a bunch of people die.
Yeah, I don't think you get like a shit-eating grin when you see a bunch of people get brutally murdered.
Maybe he's like a Charasenbowl type.
That's bad.
Oh,
it's not a good stare. I know that you like. I know you've consumed a lot of Gundam, but it's not a good thing to be Char-Aznable.
Oh no, this explains a lot. Oh, why wouldn't one talk to me?
It's like a neutral thing at best to be Quattro.
Quattro is kind of like a divorced guy, but he didn't marry anyone in the first place.
Yeah,
he's
that's
like
true.
a regretful divorced guy.
Yeah, and his 8-year-old daughter is Camille.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's what should have happened. That's what we needed, was his daughter to punch him in the face. That would have waken him up.
He wouldn't have gone to the Squid Games.
She would have punched him in the face, and he would have sat there and looked at like a tree. Or he would have looked at some cherry blossoms and been like, "They're wonderful when they bloom."
He would have said that, yeah.
And then the show would have been over.
True.
He plays this game where essentially you have to knock the other person's tile over.
Yes.
And
flip it over.
I feel like we've all played some variant of that, just with different objects.
And he fails miserably at it a bunch, and he keeps getting slapped in the face.
Because he doesn't have money, he's playing for money, but he doesn't have any, so the guy's like, I'll just slap you instead.
Yeah, well, at first he says, "Why don't you pay with your body?" And at that proposition, he says, "What?" and then gets slapped across the face. So yeah, he finally wins after what has to have been hours of games, and he's like, "I can't wait to slap this dude in the face," and then gets handed a bunch of money, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I forgot about the money actually."
This guy in the suit, by the way, is like the devil.
Essentially, he's like he is essentially here to he's here to offer the first temptation. And if you take it, then, it's time to sign up for the Squid Games. He hands him a card that has PlayStation emblems on it. And he's like, if you want to make more money, you should join the games, the Squid Games.
And he's like, nah, I'm good. I got the money. And then later on, he's like, actually, I'm not
what
good.
if I didn't have the money? So, yeah, that's when his mom is like, listen, you gotta shape up, or your daughter's shipping out. And so then he contacts about the game and goes to this place. A mysterious van pulls up, which would be your first sign to not get in.
This is pitch black night, by the way. Yeah. Like midnight.
If you don't get in the van, do you think they just like grab you and put you in there? Or do you think they just let you go? Yeah, that's probably what happens, right?
Instead, he gets in the van, he's like, hey, is everyone in the back sleeping? And then
yeah. And that's when we get our first reveal of one of the masked workers there. So they go, he wakes up. This was my question when I was looking at this, because I saw the stairs and everything, but imagine being the guys who have to carry all of the people up to the top bunks.
Oh.
And just like set them down in there. Because it's a long flight, evidently. I guess they have to fly them in because they're on an island, as we see at the end.
And those staircases, it's a labyrinth.
Yeah. It's a lot. Do they have like a chart for where they put who?
I think they have a trolley probably or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is a rich person game. I'm sure they got something figured out. Maybe they do like a forklift.
Or maybe a service elevator.
Yeah. Imagine just like forklifting people onto a bunk bed.
That'd be fun.
So, yeah, he wakes up and he's, there's about 450 something other people with him in this, room. Don't worry, they won't all be there for long. And, he's, noticeably, he's taking this in stride, really, when you think about it. He's a lot less freaked out than I would be if I woke up in a room with a tracksuit on and then there were 400 plus other people in that room.
I would be like, yeah, I'm ready to go. I want to go home.
Yeah, pretty much. I'd be like, all right, I've had my share of fun here. So, yeah, this is when he meets the old man, and the old man is like, yeah, I'm dying, so I'm here in the Squid Game. He's like, oh, well, good luck on that. And then he recognizes the pickpocket, who I guess is in, betrayed gang members. That's what's implied with the tattoo, right?
Yes.
And also he just says he's part of a gang, I think.
Yes.
And then the person whose mom he was previously talking with, that guy, the childhood classmate of his, is there. And like a little explainer video of like how much they know about people. They say that he's an investment broker who stole money from the company.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it's interesting. It's an interesting play. But yeah, essentially these I think this is where we're getting introduced to the front man, right? Because he's like explaining the rules of Squid Game. He's like, listen, welcome to Squid Game. We know all of you. You have played the game with us, the Squid Game. Essentially, he shows a video of them playing the game that the Mistopheles figure had them play. And he's like, you all chose to play this game, and that means you're ready for the squid. and
they're like, can't argue that, honestly.
He said, when you're right, you're right. And so what essentially happens is they all sign their lives away. They have them fill out some paperwork, and then the game starts. And it's just a good time. Well, no, first they show you the giant piggy bank. There's a little giant piggy bank hanging from the rafter, and it's going to fill up with money.
It's going to fill up with money, and it could be yours, my friends.
If that's not a perfect encapsulation of every promise you've ever been given in life, I don't know what is.
And so then they go through the labyrinth.
Yeah, they go through the labyrinth, which is essentially if MC Escher nutted.
And it was Technicolor jizz.
Yeah, if he drank like a gallon of paint first, and then
that's how that works. Yeah.
If like Thomas Jackson or whatever fucked MC Escher in the ass.
Yeah. You ever drink a gallon of paint?
Yeah.
And then it just starts
Jackson
leaking
Pollock.
out of you?
Jackson Pollock, not.
Nameson.
Nameson.
So they go through this labyrinth, and they go out into the into an island, what appears to be like a nice little open area. There's birds flying around and stuff. It's like, oh hey, what a nice time.
It's really bright.
Yeah. We get introduced. We see the front man. He's back in this like swank room where he's going to watch the proceedings. The light, there's like a board under him where all of the players' faces are. That's not ominous or anything. And it's a simple game. It's red light, green light.
There's a giant doll at the end of the course.
Yeah, this giant animatronic doll that talks in a baby voice.
Sings in a baby voice. It's important.
Yeah, it's true. It sings. Turns its head, and then when it turns back around, you have to stand still, or you get shot.
Yeah, if you wobble a little bit, you're dead.
Yeah, as we see with this guy who, I don't think they give him a name, but he was like a focal point for a little bit, just so that we know when he dies it's important. And
the stakes were not explained to the contestants here. They just thought they would be out of the game.
He dies, and his friend who he was betting with is like, I guess he heard a bang, but he was like, I guess this dude's just playing around. And then blood squirts out of his mouth, and he freaks out, and a bunch of other people freak out, and it goes poorly.
Yeah, they got automated turrets with motion seekers just shooting, blasting people.
Yeah, it's people are like lining up to the doors and just getting murdered. So the people that remain are all standing still. An elderly man with a big shit-eating grin on his face starts walking. Just keeps walking around whenever the lady's back is turned, and stops.
Yeah,
and he's really good at this game, honestly.
Well, I figured out that it's to the beat.
I guess it's true. Yeah.
And the hardest part though is like not wobbling when you stop.
Yeah.
Which is a problem because the baby starts singing faster and faster.
Yes.
And there is a time limit to get to the end.
You have to get across the finish line in 5 minutes, and it speeds up. So our main character here, I remember his actual name, unfortunately, but Kaiji, he's like on the ground, and his former classmate is like, "Hey, listen, I think I found a way to get close. Just stay behind somebody, because if they fuck up, it won't catch you fucking up." Essentially, and so
which seems like a stopgate solution at best.
Yeah, it works. It works to like the halfway point. So what happens next is Frontman is apparently a big Evangelion fan, and he starts playing Fly Me to the Moon while he's watching these people get massacred on the screen. It was fun. That was a fun little set piece, as people are just getting brutally murdered. There's one camera shot in particular that I remember where, when it starts, the music, where the lady's head turns back around and you see a point of view shot of the back of someone's head as it gets busted open.
Yeah.
Anyway, these people are dying left and right, but all of the characters that we've already been introduced to manage to survive somehow. Our main character almost bites it.
But luckily, the one token minority character catches him.
Yes. And they hustle across just as time expires. And all the poor saps that are still behind them get murdered.
Rest in peace.
And then it ends with a big panning shot to reveal that they are on an island. So there is no escaping this Squid Game.
But are they on Netflix's The Island?
Yes, they are.
Yeah, it's a crossover event.
Oh my god.
They don't reveal it till the last episode. But...
Will Kaiji get raped?
Well, yeah, if Rape Guy's still there.
Which he is. He's the guy. He's the front man.
If you've never had the misfortune of watching The Island, you're so confused right now.
You could listen to our episode on it.
It's true. It's back there in our backlogs. There's lots of episodes we've watched, actually. 150 to be exact.
Crazy.
Wow, we're on
among
the Pokemon.
Other things.
We're on the Pokemon episode.
We are.
It's true. We're on the
Mew.
It's the Mew of our podcast empire. So what'll be the next one? Chikorita?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
We all like Chikorita, folks.
It's true. Everyone loves that. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode of Squid Games. What do we think? What do we think of Squid Games?
I had fun.
That's a tune-in.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty easy tune-in, honestly. It's not even like a light tune-in for me.
You love to see it. It's only 9 episodes?
Yeah. Do it, folks. You know, and the thing I noticed when watching, when getting to the end here, is that this was the typical length of a normal Netflix show, about like an exact 60 minutes. I didn't really notice.
Yeah, it goes through. It's
Yeah. And we didn't have to wait till episode 5 before they start the Squid Games.
Yeah, if this were the typical pacing of a Netflix show, it would have ended with like him giving his daughter an awkward gift.
It's a squid.
Yeah. Anyways,
it's a squid, and then you see like a guy wearing one of the masks, like hang up a phone or something stupid.
We've got another one.
Also, this probably isn't even a Netflix show. Netflix probably just like co-produced it.
No, it's I believe it is fully produced by Netflix.
Oh,
because it's like their first big worldwide hit. In terms of like, it came from another country and it's produced like big numbers for them.
Oh, okay.
Which is something that Netflix, the head of Netflix, Ted Sarandos, I think is his name, had stated was a goal of his. So I'm glad he accomplished his goals. Good on him.
Congratulations.
Well, I love to see corporations succeed.
Yeah,
same.
That's the motto of this show too. I will say it, if getting shows from other countries that are super popular means that I'm going to get less of the typical Netflix stuff, then I'm all for it.
Please free us from this hell.
Yeah, but yeah, this is a good one. I don't see any way that I'm not watching the rest of these 8 episodes that remain.
True.
I'm booting up episode 8 right now. There's the big red N.
Huh?
A Netflix series.
Oh, yes.
Oh, what did you think the N stood for?
I thought it was like some endgame thing that's happening in Squid Game where there's like they have to avoid an end.
No, okay, so now we get the shot of Labyrinth as some masked guys are walking down the stairs with the contestants.
Oh, a live commentary of the thing that I haven't finished yet. What a joy. Anyway, that's a tune in for Squid Game. And that'll about do it for this week's episode of the show. We'll be back next week with more TV goodness. Until then, keep watching. Bye.
It's over.
Hey folks,
I found him.
It's time for the TV Tuners Fact of the Week. Did you know that Stairmaster has a wholesome octopus game where everybody wins?
You get prizes just for showing up.